So yeah, today we're going to be talking a bit about how we can increase our average patient spend by around 67% in the coming 90 days. Now, firstly, who are we? We are Dermis. We are specialists in increasing revenue via patient retention. So this isn't about getting more new clients. It's just about getting your existing patients to spend more with you. We have around 60 clinic partners right now and around 6,000 patients on the Dermis platform on a daily basis. And a lot of the Dermis platform is driven by AI. So we have AI insights that track user behavior, patient buying habits. As Elizabeth said, we are a custom branded rewards app made for your clinic. And what we're able to do is share some of the insights that we see today. So who am I? My name's Shirley. Yeah, I'm the co-founder of Dermis. So that being said, let's just get straight into it. So how do we increase our average patient spend by 67% in the coming 90 days? So if we're looking at growing your clinic, mathematically, there are two ways to actually grow your revenue. You can either get more new clients or you can get your existing clients to spend more with you. Okay, and if we look at, getting more clients, see, there are opportunities everywhere. It's a very saturated industry. A lot of people say we're in an attention economy right now, where everybody is targeting consumers and patients. Google ads, Facebook ads, SEO, influencer marketing, email, SMS, there's so much here. And ultimately, everybody is competing against each other. Now, I'm assuming that we've got some clinic owners in the audience. Who here, raise your hand, who here is doing any form of marketing right now? Okay, a lot of hands go up. Now, keep your hand up if you find it expensive. Who finds it expensive to do marketing? Okay, we've got some hands. The reality of attracting new patients, it's risky, it's expensive. You might attract discount hunters, low quality clients, and ultimately it's low profit. Because if you're investing into marketing, that comes straight out of your net margin, and this is the reality of marketing. And you might have already felt it, but it's about 6 to 7 times more expensive to acquire a new customer than it is to keep an existing one. And this might be the reality that some of you may be feeling right now, is this is a very high growth industry. There's a lot of competition right now, and we're all going for the same patients in your area. So if I was to ask you, why may have you not achieved the growth that you are hoping to achieve? Well, you'd probably tell me something along the lines that you're so busy right now, you're just juggling so many hats, even if you have staff members. As a business owner, you still have a load of hats to juggle. And you'd also tell me at the same time you find it really expensive, and you would say that's the problem. Now, is that the problem, or is that the symptom of the problem? Because if you've got too many clients right now, that is why you are so busy. You have so many clients that when you are marketing, if you were to market, you're just going to get a load more patients through the door and become even busier. And you'd also say that you're not earning enough money right now to invest in the marketing. So you might, look to do this in a couple months' time when things change. So this is the choice that you are faced. You can either invest your time and money into marketing and get more patients, but the situation you're faced with right now is the fact that, you are finding it expensive right now. And that's because the patients you have right now aren't paying you enough to allow you to break through the ceiling to get to the next level. And you have no choice because you're so busy, so you can't even accept new patients. So what do you do? Or you can invest in getting your existing patients to spend more with you. You're able to keep the same amount of patients right now, so you're not going to get busier, but at the same time, increase your revenue. So if we talk about getting existing patients to spend more, just hands in the air. Who here has ever run a well-built loyalty program? We have one. Okay, we have one person. Okay. Do you think your patients appreciated it? 100%. 100%. Yeah? Okay, so This is the thing. Now, if we want to beat our competition, we have to be looking at doing the things that our competition haven't yet seen yet or not willing to do. And just by the show of hands today, we saw, I mean, almost all of you raised your hands. Everybody's doing marketing here. But we had one person saying that they run a loyalty program, and she still said that they 100% appreciated it. So when we're talking about beating our competition, it's about doing things that separate us. Because this is the dream scenario. We have our own pond that we can fish from, and our fish in the pond can't go to other people's ponds, they are ours. So we can just stick our rod in, catch fish, live life on easy mode. That's what we're all here to do. Yet most clinics, as we have seen, do not do this. Okay, and this is why I'm up on stage right now. This is why we created Dermis, is to share some of these insights. So if we just, take a step back a minute. The biggest brands in the world invest millions into their client retention. Take Starbucks, for example. They invested millions of pounds into having their own Starbucks rewards app. Now, you guys can search this up, but 40% of Starbucks' aggregate revenue here in the UK came from their rewards app. Now, that's not because of the app. That's because all of their loyalty and rewards programs were housed on the app. And it just so happens that 60% of patients are more likely to do business with a brand who has a loyalty program. That's just a statistic. And you've got Harrods on there as well. They offer exclusive pricing to their more loyal clients via their app again. It's never been so important to own your patient. So in this attention economy, we can all see that we're all gunning for the same patients, but so are all of our competition at the same time, even after that first purchase. So we need to start keeping our clients forever and calling them ours. So we see on average about an average industry lifetime value of a patient between 400 and 700 pounds. And ultimately, the people that watch our content, attend our talks, and implement the strategies that I'm going to be breaking down today, we've got 3 of them, they're able to increase their revenue and their average patient spend by 3 times, okay, with the same amount of clients. So they're not getting busier here. They've grown their revenue by 3 times without an extra patient. Now, that has so many benefits. You can already imagine less staff members, less inventory, less treatment rooms, less overheads. So if you're able to increase your average patient spend, think of how much more budget you'd now have to actually go out and invest into marketing. Now you're not so busy, or you're at the same amount of busyness as you are right now, but you're making 3 times more. So is marketing really still expensive after you triple your revenue? No. And actually, this is Dan Kennedy. This guy studied marketing his whole life. He is the marketing guru. He said, whoever can spend the most money to acquire a customer wins. This is just an industry average in the whole of business. Some of you guys might be thinking, well, some clinics get this handout. They might have investors, or they may have this rich partner who has loads of money to give them. That's not what he's saying here. What he's saying is that, let's say it's £300 to acquire a customer. Now, if you're only making like £700 per customer, that's 50% of your entire margin gone on just getting that person to buy from you. Whereas if you were guaranteed to earn 2,300 or £1 million, that £300 is no longer an expensive marketing budget. It makes sense. So that's what he's talking about there. Now, the good news is that although the aesthetics industry is very fast growing, it has been around for a very long time, and there are winners out there right now. Now, you guys might put on a pedestal the biggest clinics in the world, thinking that I'm not the same as them. But actually, they're using strategies that you could use, which is the reason why they are the biggest clinics in the world. So if we take Skin Laundry, for example, they are the fastest growing clinic in the world. They're expected to open 150 locations globally by the end of 2025. So pretty big. If we look at their website, what do we see? Memberships, okay? Skin Laundry is primarily focused around the patient and the patient's life and then going through the journey of achieving the result rather than the treatment. You can't buy treatments at Skin Laundry. You can only subscribe because that's what then even the anatomy rewards is consistency with things like skin rejuvenation, collagen reproduction. But if we take a little closer look, I don't know if you guys can see that, but if we look at the top of the screen, book your first facial for up to 80% off. That's pretty ridiculous. I mean, you guys are I get it, like, that is insane. You guys are probably thinking, like, I could never run that offer. I wouldn't even make any money. In fact, I would probably make a loss if I was to do that. The reason why this makes sense for Skin Laundry is because they know they have a system which they trust that is proven to turn that first discounted facial client into a lifelong, loyal patient which Skin Laundry owns. So when we talk about what Dan Kennedy said, whoever can spend the most to acquire a client, we're also talking, if you guys probably can't afford to do an 80% discount, but Skin Laundry are so big at this point, they can just undercut the market because they know that they have a system to turn that client into, a high value client. So does that start to make sense why this works for Skin Laundry and why it wouldn't work for you guys? Now, I could go on and on about this, but I want to focus on you guys and giving you guys some value. So when you leave this talk, there's something for you to implement. And we've got 3 things. We'll be breaking it down. The key to increase, your revenue and how to win is to increase your lifetime value. It's to increase the amount your average customer spends over their lifetime with you. So how do we do it? Well, there's 3 things that we need to work on. We need to get people to buy more often, which is frequency. We need to get people to buy additional services like cross-selling and upselling. And we need to collect more cash up front, which guarantees that, let's say, over their lifetime, they're going to be worth £5,000 or £10,000. If we can just get that all into the business, great. We guarantee that LTV into the business. But I understand, how do we do this ethically? This is obviously a medical conference. Why does this make sense for the patient? Yes, we've got to keep our patients' requirements, as top priority. But at the same time, we've got a business to run here and we're trying to grow and touch as many people as possible and change lives. Is to make the transition from selling treatments to selling outcomes. Just like Skin Laundry, they don't sell treatments, they sell the subscription. And the subscription is a thing required to get them the outcome. Now, a lot of you guys will consider your clinic as results driven. It's a very common thing. What that also means is that you are revenue driven. Because if we're going to increase our frequency, the amount of time someone buys with us, we also increase their consistency with their treatment plan. And we all know if someone's more consistent, what happens to results? It improves. Now, cross-selling is also a multimodality approach at the same time. And when you combine consistency and multimodality, we've got a recipe for success here. And in packages is that patient committing. It's them committing to being consistent and having the multimodality approach. So that's why it's ethical to run our clinics as a business. So how do we do this? So number 1, how do we get people to buy more often? Just like Skin Laundry, again, we're not reinventing the wheel here. We're just taking a proven model that's proven to produce the world's fastest growing clinics. It's memberships. So why do memberships matter? What's important about memberships? We've got 68% of patients wanting an ongoing membership for their aesthetic treatments. And we've also got about 8 out of 10 people in general saying they prefer the membership pricing model. Yeah, you know, when I ask you guys to raise your hand, who here has a loyalty program? You know, it's like, there you go, we've got another one. Sorry. There's clearly a gap here for me. And when you do get members, the industry average is 44% increase in your average patient spend. That's how much more that your members will spend with you. And also, businesses with a strong membership base see an increase in patient annual presentation to the clinic by 3x. So if you're on average, let's say now getting 4 visits per year, you're now getting 12 just by having your membership, okay? The good news is that your patients are already expecting you. The subscription economy is already a thing. This is what the subscription economy looks like over the past couple of years. It's grown by 437%. Raise of hands, who has a subscription here to anything? Everyone, okay? Patients are expecting it now. And even better, you know, we have Get Harley over there. You know, the skin-scription economy is already here as well. Super fast growing companies, people are starting to realize that if I'm serious about getting results and improving my skin, I need to commit. But I don't want to part with thousands of pounds today. I'm going to subscribe. And this is something that's already being expected. So we decided to ask our clinic partners to ask their members, why did you buy a membership? Choose a membership. And these were the three most common answers. So number one, more value for money. See, when your patients are loyal to you and they commit to you, that is when you can reward them with things like more loyalty points, or maybe a free sign-up bonus or a free monthly treatment, depending on how much they're paying you. You know, you can exchange value for commitment, or just having it as an automatic, you know, convenience point as well. Just they forget about it. They can come in every month for their treatments. You can also say, like, your memberships have been made by your dermatologists or by your doctors. You know, so there's an element of this membership program, which has been built to address this concern, like collagen, you know, restoration. They understand that this is convenient and the experts made it so I can sit back, come every month, and you guys handle the rest. There's also a commitment to, you know, they understand, and this is how you guys should be selling your memberships. It's through education. It's not through savings. How do you get results as a skin rejuvenation client? It's to commit, and commit to the frequency, commit to the cross-selling and multimodality. They understand that because you've educated them in a clear format. So they're just willing to sit back, commit over the long term. What this means, clients stay more consistent, therefore achieving the results that they intend to achieve. Number two, they spend more, and actually this is our own statistic. Clinics who implement a membership see an increase in when someone isn't a member versus when they are a member, 300% higher spend. So they're buying more treatment. So not only are they more consistent, but you know, they're buying more treatment, so they're going to get better results. And what happens when you combine the two together, more visits, higher spend, better relationships built with our customers, leading to more reviews, referrals, and upsells because they trust us. It's a dream circumstance. This is our definition of a membership. So it's a price model to encourage patients to commit and achieve holistic outcomes over an extended time frame, and in return, gain more value for money. That's our definition. And when you look at an entire patient base of the clinics that come to us to launch a membership, from the patients that weren't a member and became a member, across the whole patient base, we see an increase in average patient spend by 60%. Okay, so pretty significant, that alone. This is going to be a big picture one for you guys if you want to take a picture. This is an example membership of one of our clients right now. I'll leave you guys to take a picture. I don't have that much time to break it down. However, if you do want to come over to our stand over there, we can have a chat in detail about memberships. So that's number one. So that's frequency. That's how we're going to get patients at least coming back to you monthly of some sorts. Now, secondly, how do we get people to buy more things and cross-sell? Now, I'm just going to share our experience with this one, okay? What we have seen work the best is loyalty points and rewards. In fact, 48% out of 6,000 daily users on the Dermis platform, 48% of first-time sales are driven by mobile rewards. Now, before I get into this, I want you guys to picture a scenario. Some of you may be quite familiar with this scenario. Someone comes into your clinic inquiring about a specific treatment or package, whatever it is. And they have the consultation, they go home, they need to think about it, they need to speak to their partner, and then that night, they're sat on the sofa with a glass of red wine watching Netflix with their partner. Now, this is where having a mobile app really comes in. They get a push notification straight to their home screen, or if they're doom scrolling on Instagram, that will just pop down from the top, saying you forgot to purchase. They're like, oh yeah, I did, oh yeah, okay. So they open the app, and they see, their basket. But if they look closer, they can see, I don't know if you guys can see that, but this purchase unlocks a new reward, which might be 20 or 50% off HydraFacial. And they think, oh, well, I was going to buy a HydraFacial anyway at this clinic down the road. But I can get this discount for pulling the trigger on the initial treatment that I inquired about. Okay, so they pull the trigger. And because it was £280 originally, they're now getting 280 loyalty points into their loyalty bank. Okay, great. So they come down, they see the HydraFacial, they see it expires in 3 days, and they pull the trigger on it, they add it to their basket, and they pay for it. Now, they realize, now I've got my 280 points, wait, I can get a free LED mask if I have 330 points. Oh, interesting, okay. I do need more points, so how do I get more points? Well, I can refer a friend. I can make more purchases in the app and get more bonuses. I can leave you a Google review, or I can just come to your clinic and buy some skincare and scan my app, which will push me over the threshold. So what do? They leave you a Google review, they refer their friend, they get 330 points, they pull the trigger on the free LED mask. Okay? Whether it's free or not, you can do small discounts, big discounts. It's up to you. It's whatever aligns with your brand. So what we just did there is we turned a confused or, I guess, uncertain prospect into a buyer who pulled the trigger, bought another treatment, reviewed you on Google, and referred their friend, all whilst your clinic was closed. Drunk, watching Netflix on that sofa that night. So that is the power of loyalty and rewards. And you guys can get so creative with this. Like, we obviously, because we see so much data on a daily basis, we give you the, our advice and our input. But ultimately, this is down to you. You can go as hard or as conservative as you'd like with this. So that's number two. So we're starting to see how we're going to increase our average patient spend by 6 or 7% in 90 days. Finally, packages. How do we get more people to spend more money with us up front? Who sells packages? Put your hand up. All of you. Okay. Keep your hand up, or put your hand up again if you would say that the most common reason why someone doesn't buy your package is because of the upfront investment. Yeah? Yeah? I can imagine a significant amount of you. Now, I get it. The reason why we're selling packages is to get that upfront cash. It helps with cash flow. If we are marketing, and we're spending a lot on marketing, or we're buying new devices, we need as much cash to liquidate our ad spend or whatever it is that you're doing. But from the patient's perspective right now, it's the difference between £250 a day and one treatment, or £1,000 a day and one treatment. Okay, so we've got this situation happening, and in the patient's head, they've got this situation where they're weighing up what do they want to commit to. They can pay per session and stay half committed, which means they have less upfront financial commitment, less risk. If they don't like you, they can go somewhere else and not lose out financially. They don't have to justify it as much to their partner. You know, I just spent 250 quid. I thought I'd try something, rather than I just committed at £2,000, you know, or £1,000 to this clinic. And they still maintain their flexibility to go to the clinic down the road, which we know we don't want. We don't want that happening. We want to own our patients. Or obviously they can save 20%, but more upfront financial commitment, more risk, more justification to their partner, and no flexibility to move clinics. Your patients are valuing staying half committed more than the 20% saving. That is why you are getting so many people not opting for your packages, is because, yes, it's like no brainer, right? Like 20% saving, you may as well just buy the package. It's like, no, they want to stay half committed, but we don't want half committed patients because that's not results driven and that's not revenue driven. The reason for this is because of something called cognitive inertia. It's one's resistance or reluctance to actually change. And we see this all the time with patients. We see it all the time with clinic owners. You guys would rather stay half committed and it's partially in your current situation than going all in and commit to achieving a different life, a different reality. And this might be you guys trying to sell your packages right now, and that's your patients. You know, you're living life on hard mode. Okay, so how do we overcome it? Well, one, we have to reframe our offer. We transition from selling the savings as the reason why they should opt to buy the package to selling the outcome. So now in the patient's head, we're starting to stack these reasons why they shouldn't go per session. But now, if they do go per session and they do stay half committed, they risk not getting the result. Now, a lot of the patients all of your patients right now aren't coming to you to buy your treatments. The reason why they're coming to you is to feel more confident in work, you know, or whatever that means to them. However, you're going to change their life. That's why they're coming to you, and they're just buying your treatment for the sake of getting there. It's like when you go on holiday. You're not booking a flight to fly around in the sky and then just land back down. You buy the flight to go on vacation with your family to make these amazing memories. So now not only are they risking not getting the result, but now they know, well, if I do commit, at least I do get the outcome. So that's number one. Number two, savings is a bonus, not the primary driver. So now it's like you risk not getting the result, going pay per session. You almost guarantee that the package that you professionals have made will get them a result. And if you opt for that approach and that treatment plan, you get 20% off, but you get the savings. It's like, okay, starting to make more sense now. Then finally, this is the most important one, is provide an easier way for them to say yes today. If we just think about it, how do we make it as hard as possible for our patients to buy from us? It's to charge as much money as physically possible. You know, the only way they're going to access this outcome is by spending 10K, dropping £10,000 on your package. That would be the hardest way. So if we can make it easier, we sell more. Now there's a trick to this. A lot of you guys may have heard of Klarna. A lot of you guys may be offering Klarna or patient financing right now. But if you're not doing this, you are leaving sales on the table, like guaranteed. Because what this means is, you know, with Klarna, you can either split the package, the cost of getting the outcome in four, or make it nothing today, which means it's even cheaper to commit to the outcome than it is than to justify to their partner by going for the single session. Okay? Now just think of this, your patients are coming into the package for like 4x cheaper or even nothing today, but you as a business are getting all of the money up front. So if it's £1,000 here, they pay zero today, Klarna pays you £1,000, and then Klarna deals with that patient to make sure that they are, making their payments. You don't have to worry about it. So this isn't like, a sales pitch here. What do you think would happen if you were able to lower your price for your patients for achieving an outcome, but as a business, collect all the cash up front and have that for marketing or whatever you want to do, buy a new device? It's a no-brainer. This is our actual data from over 6,000 daily users on Dermis. You've got Apple Pay there, you've got credit cards. That big bar is Klarna. We almost see double average order value from patients with Klarna, which means per transaction that they are actually making at the clinic, they are on average spending double. That's a 2x. We're only talking about increasing patient spend by 67% here. That's 200% just from Klarna. This is you now. We want to live life on easy mode. Although we took the hard route being entrepreneurs, we want to live as easy as possible. Now our patients have a flowing way to get access into buying the outcome, not the single session. So today, obviously, I was going to show you at least how you guys can put yourself in a better position to increase your average patient spend by 67% in the coming 90 days. The way we're going to do that is memberships, rewards, and packages using the strategies that I've said today. Now, what we see from people who take action and actually implement these strategies, we see exactly that. That's exactly the results that we see. I'm just sharing that with you today. So for the action takers in the room, if you're like, right, let's make this change, let's go all in, here's why we think you should consider partnering with Dermis to help you go on this journey. So Dermis is a custom branded mobile rewards and loyalty app for your clinic. Your patients will not know after they have signed in that this is Dermis. I have broken down 3 strategies today. We have loads of strategies on Dermis on the platform in an easy to understand patient-facing mobile app that will increase your average patient spend, that you guys maintain the flexibility to do whatever the hell you want with it. If you want to take our advice, fine. If you don't, and you want to do something else because you're creative, by all means. Okay? And this was some of the data between app usage and website usage. We all know that all of our patients are using apps more than they are websites. So we need an app. The most valuable real estate in the world isn't Mayfair. It's not Harley Street, hate to say it, some of you. It's your mobile phone screen. Patients spend all their time on it, and we need to put your clinic on it. This is an interesting statistic. 70% of purchases on Dermis using Klarna, whatever it is, happen outside of clinic opening hours. Because people have an emotional buying window. Think of how stressed and busy your patients are in the day to even think about themselves. When they're at home, they wake up in the middle of the night, that is when people buy, and the data proves it. The push notification goes out. With Klarna, we sell packages. And the best part about it, if you sign up at CCR, we like to invest back into our clients. So if you achieve 15 members to your clinic within 60 days of joining Dermis, we give you the full support and strategy to do so. We send you all of your money back that you've paid Dermis to date. So if you are committed to action, we are willing to put your money where your mouth is and give it to you back. And then you can pass that as a staff incentive and be like, guys, if you sell 15 members in the next 2 months, I'm going to give you all of the money that I paid Dermis to you guys. And that's actually what gets them to achieve that outcome. So that being said, here's a QR code. We have our stand over here. If you feel like you have a network and you're a clinic owner and you want to drive a Lamborghini Urus, definitely come over to us. We'll have a chat. Thank you, guys.